Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to welcome back Amy Thur, the Executive Director of Consumer Credit Counseling Service of Southern Oregon. Sorry, got to make sure I get that right. Good to see you, Amy.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back. So, in case anyone doesn't know and isn't familiar with your organization, what exactly do you guys do over there?
Well, we're a local organization. We're a nonprofit, and we promote financial stability, and we do that through education classes and as well as one-on-one counseling.
Okay, and so you see a lot of different people in a lot of different situations, correct?
Yes, the people that come through our door for counseling, it's all ages, all income levels, demographics, anybody who either wants to create a budget or wants to face debt and figure out a plan to get out of the debt. We do bankruptcy and housing counseling, so we cover a lot. Student loans. Okay, yeah, and certainly with those rising, that's always an issue. All right, so what about the beginning of the year? Obviously, it's mid-January right now. A lot of people are getting those credit card statements for what they did last month, the holidays. What do you advise people to do? Well, it's a clean slate. It's January. Setting a plan for the year is always advisable. If you are receiving your first credit card statements and they're a little bit higher than what you were thinking they might be, open them, face it, create a plan to get them paid back down. If you have multiple credit cards, our suggestion is to pay the smallest, first, or one strategy, I should say, is to pay the smallest first, and once that's paid off, use that minimum payment to pay the next largest, and just keep doing that until you're all paid down. Okay, interesting. All right, so say someone is concerned about their debt load. What do you suggest they do beyond credit, of course? Yeah, well, if somebody is concerned about their debt load and not quite sure exactly how much and what it looks like, you could make an appointment to come get a credit report review. So run your credit report, sit down with somebody, make sure you understand everything that's on your credit report and how much debt you have. And then you're going to have to go through what you have to pay towards it every month. And you can do that with a counselor. Okay. And then look at options. So for our counseling, for instance, if you were to come in, we'd look at what do you have left over at the end of the month? What can you pay? Is a debt management plan advisable? Is bankruptcy an option? Are you able to tackle this yourself, and how long will it take? So typically the clients that come in maybe are a little stressed when they come in, and by the time they leave, at least we do a client action plan with them, so at least they have a plan, they're going home with it, and they're going to be able to implement it. Okay. So that kind of relief of, okay, I know where I'm headed. Okay, very nice. We're going to take a quick break. Not much more in a moment. Stay with us. Okay. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Amy Thur from the Consumer Credit Counseling Service of Southern Oregon. So, Amy, nobody around here won the big jackpot last night. Unfortunately, it wasn't me. $50,000 winners in Grants Pass and in Coos Bay. So, hopefully, they know who they are and they can do something about this. But despite all of this, there is a pretty good debts around the country, even though we're coming out of the recession. Is overspending still an issue, or have people learned from what we experienced in the last few years? It's hard to say if people have learned. I think, we're at a 5% unemployment rate approximately, and it's great to see people going back to work. However, I think the general consensus is we're spreading our paychecks thinner. Okay. So we're having to make harder choices. Our minimum wage is $9.25. We're the 8th highest among the states, but that still is that a livable wage for you? What kind of choices do you have to make on that kind of a salary? So I think that overspending, maybe people are overspending, maybe they're making tough choices. Really, the suggestion I have is the budgeting is one of the most critical things you can do. So for people who feel like maybe they are overspending, are incurring debt, to really look at where they are. Okay, and can anyone come see you? Are there restrictions on age, or people who are flat broke, or people who might be bankrupt? And is there any restrictions? No, everybody can come see us. We see every profession and age level, really. Okay. Anybody can be proactive and want to create a budget. Anybody can end up in debt. Say one of your children has a medical issue and all of a sudden you have a $10,000 bill that you weren't expecting. Okay. There's all kinds of changes in life. You lost your job. So anybody can have financial issues. And for us, we hear a lot that people are scared to come see us because they're embarrassed. And we are consistently saying, we've all been there. Everybody's had issues. And you guys see it all. Yeah. Right? And there's no cost to see you guys. Nope, so it's free. So, you welcome everybody in, right? Yeah, so we do our appointments, and you can go on our website. We have a worksheet that you fill out ahead of time, and that's really your income, expense, debts, to start the conversation for financial counseling. But yeah, the the point really is to look at where you are and make plan for where you want to be.
Yeah, it's a new year. It's a new
New
time.
year.
Time to get ahead of this stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Amy, good to see you again. Thanks so
Thank
much for
you.
being here. Appreciate it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.